Sawadee Cup and hello, guten tag, guten morgen, ni hao, and welcome to everybody watching SKS Super Fight in collaboration with Kiatpetch Promotions right here, right now at Omnoi Stadium, the home of Muay Thai in Samutsakhon. We are here to witness beautiful and stylish Muay Thai, the way that we like it, Jimmy. So we got 5 fights on the card for you this afternoon. Our first bout at 101 pounds, Sauntanong taking on James the Kid. Bout number 2 at 104 pounds, Yut at 100 taking on Big Boss, the final boss. At 132 pounds, Kundet taking on Exar. And our main event, Jaksitjak San Heng at 141 pounds. And of course, you can see there last, Pet the Diamond taking on Wang Prai at 100 pounds. So for those at home who don't speak Thai and want a little bit of knowledge, often if you see a fighter with the name Petch or Pet, it actually means names represent something. So maybe the beautiful diamond, the big diamond, the classiest diamond, so or little diamond, Pet Noi sometimes. So you have Pet there at the end versing Wang Prai in our junior bout at 100 pounds. So fully stacked card. A few fighters that we've seen on the card before. Jimmy?
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of this as well, because it's 5-round Muay Thai, which means these fighters tend to be able to fight 1 week, take maybe 5 days off, and then can start fighting again. Because, you know, the intensity of in which that they fight, usually that final round, if they're not sure who's won, they take some time off for that next fight. Anyways, we are about to get into the first fight of the afternoon. Jer, take it away.
So here we are for bout number 1, Sauntanong Rodsue Jajed taking on James Suk Santong Kagaz. So this will be an action-packed 5-round bout of a stylish Muay Thai. Sauntanong coming from Nakhon Ratchasima taking on James Suk Santong Kagaz from Pathum Thani, one of the surrounding provinces not far from Bangkok. And there you can see the wonderful Mr. Pong. Here we are with the tail of the tape. Sauntanong in the red, age 14 years of age, 163 centimetres tall, with an official weight of 100.6 pounds, with 70 fights to his name. James the Kid in the blue, 15 years elder, 165 centimetres tall, so about 2 centimetres taller than Sauntanong, with an official weight of 100.6 pounds and 40 bouts to his name. So here we are with a little bit of information. So I'm looking forward to this one because this will be a match of styles. We have a strategist, a technician, a Muay Fimer taking on an aggressive Muay Buok. So for those at home who aren't familiar with the Thai language, Muay Buok sort of represents like a real fighter style, somebody who's constant pressure in your face, but utilizes heavy hands and never allows their opponent to get a moment to fire off with counter-attacks or their own movement. Muay Buok is a real confrontational style that really relies on just constant and forward pressure. You have to be really tough with a big heart, but also incredible fitness and conditioning to pull off that style. So James Suk is our Muay Buok in the blue, and our technician Sauntanong. So a very cerebral fighter using his cognition and ring IQ to be able to mitigate the forward pressure of Mr. James Suk in the blue. So it'll be an interesting style of forward versus back foot fighting.
Yeah, something that we definitely like to see as well. How can you handle the forward fighter? How can you handle the bull? What do you do to shut them down as early as you can? And like you said, this is usually a battle of the fitness for these fighters. How long can they keep up that same pressure? Now, we're going into the first round in just a moment. These fights are scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. We have 5 fights total scheduled for this afternoon. Let us know in the comments as well. Who do you think's winning? Who do you think should have won? We have seen James Sack fight before on this circuit as well. He's a very entertaining fighter. But interestingly, with these two fighters, one of them is 14, one of them is 15, but they've had over 100 fights between them. These are very experienced fighters, and they're still very, very young and still a lot to prove in the world of Muay Thai.
Well, I'm assuming that both will be going toe-to-toe with absolute heart today, because both of them are coming off some recent wins. And, of course, James Sack coming off a recent win right here at Omnoi Stadium. So they'll be looking to prove themselves against each other and also continue their winning streaks.
Okay, here we are, folks. We are in for round number 1, scheduled for 3 minutes. In the blue, we have James Sack. In the red, we have Son Tanong. James Sack starting off very early with the leg kicks, going to the calf and now going upstairs to the shoulder as well. We know in these first rounds, Joe, that it tends to be a little bit more patient, but like you've just mentioned, it looks like both fighters are really going to go for it as early as they possibly can.
Love that beautiful side movement there from Sauntonong just before slapping the lead hand down and then moving to the right to try and set up the kip. I love when fighters utilize lateral movement, not just standing 50-50 in front of each other. It's a very cerebral strategy there, James.
Yeah, we've got a classic matchup of a southpaw against an orthodox. My favorite types of fights, because it is a battle of the footwork. Which fighter can dominate the outside lead leg of their opponent to send that power kick or that power backhand as well. So look for the footwork of both of these fighters. They're trying to get their front foot, their lead leg on the outside of their opponents before they deliver a powerful kick or punch. A nice right hand down the middle, just as we said it from James Sack.
And as you were talking about before, you know, it'll be a battle of who's got the better conditioning, but also who's got the most experience in the frontal cortex of the cerebral experience.
That is right, Judd. It's a battle of the cerebral at this moment in time, and someone with the name James definitely has a good cerebral cortex. Both fighters holding central ring, and a nice high kick landed by James Sack. A very active first round. Neither fighter going for the downloading information technique, as you like to mention, Joe. They're going straight into the action and just forcing their opponent to show their hand early.
Goes low, goes high, catches the kick there, returns the favor from Sauntonong as James Sack tries to reply with the right hand. Little less aggression than I'd like from James Sack, considering he's a Muay Thai fighter, a pressure fighter. I would have thought that, you know, he would have been in turbo mode from the go, because fighters like Muay Thai fighters tend to be all gas but no brakes from the start, going pedal to metal, but he's playing very conservatively at this point. So I'm tripping over my words as I watch this exciting fight.
Absolutely, and we would like to see James maybe step it up with those leg kicks like he started in the first half of the round, going to the body and, like you said, trying to slow his opponent down whilst he can. In the first rounds, most people are taking time off, so why not execute and really push the pace as early as you possibly can. That is the end of round 1, a very close round as well. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be coming back for another round in just a moment.
Ohayo gozaimasu and welcome back to SKS Empire Super Fight right here at Omnoi Stadium. Here are some of the replays from that action-packed first round. Fairly high tempo for a first round in 5-round Muay Thai. We've got 4 to go in this first bout. Beautiful counter knee there by James Suck in that last visual. Let's see what they bring here in the second as James Suck just does a last-minute prayer before going into the second round. What'd you take away from that round, Jimothy?
It was very action-packed, as you mentioned, very close, very hard to tell who was winning, who had the upper hand, and that is what we like to see. No time off. This is the second round of the first fight. Thank you for joining us, folks, from around the world on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. In the blue corner, we have James Sacked, and in the red corner, Son Tanong. Both fighters coming off a recent win. James Sacked has already been in this arena. A great start by both of these fighters.
And make sure to stay tuned for bout number 2 coming up soon. 104 pounds, Yum Yut taking on Big Boss. So that's one not to be missed.
Both fighters holding central ring, and both fighters really exchanging kicks after kicks. Neither fighter really executing their jabs at the moment, just going for it. And Son Tanong with a beautifully timed low kick that sends James Sacked off balance.
As you know, Jimmy, this is shaping up to be a beautiful kick battle, and I love a good kick and knee battle, but this is a really good showcase of fundamental Muay Thai. Just kick for kick, and as soon as your opponent kicks, this is what they teach you in fundamental Muay Thai. As soon as your opponent kicks, you got to kick back straight away, and this is what we're witnessing right here. Kick for kick, reply and return the favor. These boys have it all.
Son Tanong doing a great job now of throwing that right hook upstairs almost as a jab and a rangefinder, and then he sends that big left kick down the middle and to the body. So what he's doing is he's stepping around with that lead right hook, and it allows him to get leverage when he throws that left kick to the body. Beautifully timed, but Jim Sack returns with a nice right hand down the middle. A great entertaining fight so far.
Oh, beautiful utilization of the rear southpaw kick there from Sontanok, sitting on that back foot, displaying beautiful balance, which is one of those primary criterias in 5-round Muay Thai scoring. People often don't think about it. They think it's just about the offense, but it's about effective damage, balance, the whole picture. Aesthetically pleasing Muay Thai, and that's what we're seeing right now. Beautiful display of balance, like that last kick from Sontanong, and then putting the leg on the inside of the thigh of James Suck to block him. Just the highest IQ of somebody who is only 15. That's how you play this game. It's not just a sport, but it's like a chess match. Beautiful reply there from James Suck there with that hopping in skip knee.
Both fighters doing a great job right now holding central ring. A very interesting fight so far. Very close matchup. Something we're very, very familiar with on SKS Empire. Both fighters tick for tack, kicking after kicking, and Jim Sacked once again finds a right kick, and as we said it, Son Tanong sends that left hand down the middle. Both fighters reading each other well. Both fighters are really giving it their all. We're going into a third round.
Bonjour and welcome back to SKS Empire for the third round of our first bout just coming up. Look at these beautiful kick replies in these action replays here, Jimmy.
Fantastic kicks, and like you said, it's been a tick for tack, and it's also that situation of both fighters almost mirroring one another, and which is a good sign that both fighters are reading each other well. They often say if somebody is just really hard to work out, mirror their movements, find out how they react to themselves, and then you start to spot the small weaknesses in their game, and then you apply it to them. It's a beautiful sport right now and a beautiful fight. Both fighters on the highest level thinking, and they're only 14 and 15 years of age. That is just a real testament to their potential in this sport.
Is that why you try to mirror a lot of my commentary? So here we are for round number 3, starting off with a kick battle and straight into the clinch. And that's what we tend to expect in 5-round Muay Thai, straight into the clinch to pick up the pace for the punters right here at Omnoi Stadium. That's what they love to see. That's what we love to see, knee for knee.
Thank you for joining us, folks. We've got Sontanong in the red, Jim Sacked in the blue. It's been an even affair so far. Both fighters holding central ring in the clinch, and it's getting the crowd excited. The referee's going to pry them apart and bring them back into central ring. Just a fantastic pace so far as both fighters once again in the clinch.
And this is where James Suck wants to be. You could see a moment ago just marching forward relentlessly, putting on the pressure now, trying to get Sontanong against the ropes where he wants him. That's that Muay Buok style that I'm talking about. Fairly conservative in round number 1 and 2, but really trying to push the pedal to the metal here in round 3. But Sontanong just shutting him down with some of these nullification techniques like the inside thigh knee block, the cross block with the hip turned over. Beautiful work there from such a young fighter.
And you can see Jim Sack's corner is telling him to just keep moving forward, keep doing what he's doing, keep putting the pressure on Sontanong. When Sontanong isn't in the clinch, he was having a lot of success dancing around, flicking that kick out, flicking that hook out, but it looks like Jim Sachs has found his timing as well.
But that's what you have to do against these cerebral fighters, these strategists, the technicians. You have to shut them down. You have to move at such a rapid pace to shut any sort of movement from them and smother them.
Yeah, you've got to stop it and you've got to put it in their tracks. I mean, the way to beat a skillful fighter is smother them. Don't give them a chance to breathe. Don't give them a chance to think. And that's exactly what James Sachs is doing. He's just marching forward, but he's a tactical mover. He's not just marching forward and letting himself get hit. He is tactically moving forward. Beautiful stuff as the referee pries him apart once again. Less than a minute to go of round number 3.
You've almost got to be like a helicopter parent at a kindergarten, just forever in their face, over them, and just smothering them with cotton wool. But that's what he's doing right at this moment, not giving him space to breathe, no freedom.
I know that feeling, Joe, especially in the commentary booth with you. Both fighters just are on the ropes, and we just missed a spinning back fist attempted by Sontanong. Jim Sachs going to end out the round, but he eats a huge left hand in the process. The referee quick to break them up, and that is the end of round number 3. We are going into a 4th. What a fight.
SKS Sport Combat Strategy.
Guten Tag and welcome back to SKS Empire Super Fight right here at Omnoi Stadium, the home of Muay Thai in Samutsakhon, Thailand, in collaboration with Kiatpetch Promotions, the biggest promoter in Thailand. the most even promoter in Thailand, in my opinion, the best matchups. So here are some of the action replays, the smothering action there from James Suck, just pushing the pressure on Sauntanong. Beautiful work there from our Muay Buak fighter.
So, Joe, if you're in Sauntanong's corner and you've got someone like James Sachs constantly marching forward, what advice are you giving him right now?
As soon as James Suck moves in, cut the angle, move out and kick, and just play the game of cutting the angle, moving out of the way, mitigating that front foot pressure and utilizing the front foot sweep. So as he comes in a straight line, just take out the front leg with a little tap or move to the side and kick. Really, that's all you really need to do with some of these forward pressure fighters. Utilize the teep as well. Sit on that back foot effectively and read the forward movement. But there you can see in the fourth round that we're coming into right now, James Suck mitigates that. He already can see the strategy of Sauntanong, skips in to the clinch. All right, that's to go in for rapid movement to shut down any lateral movement by Sauntanong.
A great observation, Joe, and very interesting to see, and I think that's exactly what James Sachs is very aware of. It's some of that situation where it's like, I know that you know that he knows that I know, so you kind of work against them, you use it against them. Both fighters just thinking on the highest level as they get involved in the clinch right now, and James Sachs sends some beautiful knees to the rib cage and the solar plexus of his opponent.
And I know that you know that I know what they're doing. And James Suck moves in rapidly again to try and shut down Sauntanong. But Sauntanong doing a good job and taking him to the ground. But James Suck fantastically lands on top, turns at the last minute. Turn of the tables like a DJ.
A fantastic right hand, as you said it. James Sack landed a clean Rocky Marciano style right hand straight to the chin of Sauntanong, but Sauntanong is still standing. A beautiful shot landed as we're halfway through round number 4 already, and he sends a knee to Sauntanong as well.
Could James Suck be the new Sexan? The man who yields for no one, moving forward with immense pressure, locking onto the bicep, pushing the palm over, and taking the back of Sauntanong. What a move! Sauntanong wrapped up like spaghetti.
Wrapped up in spaghetti, I love the analogy, Joe. And fantastically done by James Sachs. He is not giving Sauntanong an inch of time to think or move. And that is a compliment to Sauntanong because he understands that Sauntanong can maybe outthink James Sachs. But James Sachs keeps the pressure on. He stays in your face. He smothers you. And that is the best thing to do against an IQ fighter. Smother them as much as you possibly can. Just a fantastic work rate from James Sachs. Can he keep this up in the 5th round?
And it just shows the amount of experience and IQ from James Suck as well in some of those last exchanges, but also taking the back. Whilst it doesn't necessarily score on the scorecards to secondary criteria and shows dominance over opponent, but here in side control, pushing the palm over to smother his opponent and just breaking the posture. What a move by the young James Suck. Tries to follow up with the right hand over the top.
James Sachs' corner going absolutely wild. They're loving what they're seeing, and he is putting on a great display of heart and determination. You know what they say, hard work beats talent when talent is hardly working. A fantastic round, and we're going into another. James Sachs thinks he's already won this one. Welcome back, folks. We are going into the final round of this fight. Both fighters getting the final instructions of how to defeat their opponent in this battle. Joe, what have we just witnessed? What are we seeing right now?
Right now, they're getting the water poured over their head, Jimmy, and getting very vicious instructions, especially in the blue corner. James Suck being told to just keep moving forward. Shut down Sauntonong in his tracks. Don't let him get on the back foot and tee off with those beautiful kicks of his. Look at the way he just turns his full hip in there with ease, and some of those knee blocks straight through over as he turns his hip, shaping up to be a very beautiful battle of Muay Thai right here at Omnoi Stadium. So here we are coming into the fifth and final round of our first bout of the afternoon. Sauntonong in the red taking on James Suck.
We always like to say, Joe, these fights are always close. The matchmaking is just absolutely phenomenal. To get that right, to get the chemistry correct and make it as even as it is, to me, is an absolute beauty, and we're in for an absolute treat. However, I do think James Sack is winning this fight. I think it's a 70-30 at the moment, but we will see. We've got one more round, and you're not out until you're out. Round 5.
And there you see, opening into the battle, Sauntonong getting the upper hand there in the clinch, trying to take the back of James Suck in that side control, but James Suck skipping in. Beautiful work there from James Suck in the blue.
Very nicely done by both of these fighters. And Jim Sack just now walking towards his opponent. He looks a little bit fatigued. He's kept up a high pace for this entire fight. He does not want to give it up in this fifth. Sauntonong now just trying to find an opening, trying to find something as he sends a beautiful right hook with a left. Lands clean on Jim Sack. A fantastic combination to use against an orthodox if you're a southpaw. Start with a right hook and end with a left to the body.
Oh, nice work there to end that exchange with a knee from James Suck. Just showing a little bit more of tenacity from the man in blue. Great defense as well. Sauntonong looking to come back now, trying to edge his way forward on the points board.
And it looks like Sauntonong is really trying to bait James Sack into a battle. But from what I can see, James Sack is winning this fight. Sauntonong is the one who should be trying to shut down his opponent and do something, but he's trying to bait them in. He's trying to put the cheese on the trap and trying to get him involved. But I think James Sack realizes there's no reason to engage in a warfare.
Beautiful side control lock there by James Suck, just locking up and running down the clock like a true veteran of the sport, but only 15 years of age and moving like a veteran.
Both fighters are now holding central ring. Sauntonong still trying to lull Jim Sack into his vortex and start to send some of those big right hooks with a left. But Jim Sack is way too wise to it right now and is not moving in. Beautiful stuff by both of these fighters. Less than a minute to go of this entire fight. Let us know at home, who do you think is winning this fight?
Oh, beautiful kick for kick there from Sauntonong and James Suck. But as we're winding down the clock, who wants it more? Sauntonong leaps in with a beautiful southpaw rear kick as well. James Suck trying to bait him in for the exchanges, but locks up as the referee plies them apart.
Holding central ring, both fighters once again. The final moments of the first fight. We have still got 4 more fights to go. Jim Sack starting to send knees into the ribcage. Just a few more for good measures, and we're about to finish this fight in just a moment.
And both fighters leaving nothing to the judges here. No dancing in this 5th round, which is nice to see. A full fight going the distance. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. A good show of sportsmanship there from both fighters. So in a moment, we'll just go to the referee for the official score as he collects the point cards from the judges.
We're going to see in just a moment here who's got it, red or blue. Let us know who you think. The final seconds. It was a close fight. I'm excited to find this one out, Joe. And of course, Jim Sack has done it. He is another winner on the SKS Empire What a victory for this young man here. I am excited to see more of his fights coming up soon, Joe.
And I could nickname him the man who yields to no one. Could it be Sexar number 2 in the making? That immense forward pedal to the metal. Beautiful work there by James Suck, just shutting Sauntonong in his tracks, not allowing him to tee off around 3, 4, or 5. What did you think of that, Jim?
What we saw with Sauntonong, he had a lot of success when he was stepping around. He was using lateral movement. He was cutting the angles. He had great success. However, the determination in the heart of James Sack to me was just a little bit too much. And when you've given someone your best shot and they're still marching forward, it's very difficult to do anything. We're going into a second fight in just a moment, folks. Don't go anywhere.
I can feel like 80 rats in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back is getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me. Put some bins all on your head like Justin Terry. Richard Millie, cousin Lambo. Known to keep the baddest bitches on commando. Every time I'm in my trap, I move like Rambo. Ain't a neighborhood in Philly that I can't go. For real.
SKS Sport Combat Strategy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SKS Empire Super Fight right here at Omnoi Stadium. Collaboration with Kiatpetch Promotions, the biggest promoter in Thailand. The most even promoter, matching the best fighters in the kingdom.
The best commentators as well.
That's right, the most handsome ones at least. So, here we are for our second bout of the afternoon. Yamut Paul Mongkol there in the red, taking on Big Boss Ranong Muay Thai, who we'll see in just a second as Mr. Pong announces Big Boss. You'll see him just a second in the blue. And here he is, Big Boss Ranong Muay Thai. And these two fighters, Yamut and Big Boss, are fighting each other for the very first time. Yamut, Paul Mongkol, 14 years old from Buriram. So here we are with the tail of the tape. Yamut, 14 years of age, 167 centimeters tall, taller than Big Boss, 105 pounds and 40 fights to his name. Big Boss Ranong Muay Thai, 17 years of age, 165 centimeters tall, with an official weight of 104 pounds and 32 fights to his name. So a little shorter than Yamut on the scores here.
An ironic nickname as well, being called the Big Boss, yet you're smaller than your opponent.
That's right, that's right. And I would say I'm the Big Boss in the commentary booth here, but that's because I've got the weight advantage over Ginger Jimmy Bo.
And everyone in this room put together.
I might be big, but I'm still handsome there, Jim. What we're seeing right now is the Waiku Ramoy, the pre-ritual dance before any Muay Thai bout that pays homage to each fighter's trainer or teacher, and also as they move around and seal the ring to ward off any bad juju or spirits.
It's a beautiful thing as well, Joe, because it's one of those traditions that they will always stay true to it. It's something they've been doing for hundreds of years, and it's still there. So it's beautiful to see something is still kept with the traditions of Muay Thai, a beautiful sport, and we're about to get into a 5-round action.
So here we are, Yumyut in the red taking on Big Boss in the blue. So this is technician versus technician, all skilled fighters taking on each other. So this will be a battle of the IQ, battle of the brains.
Very interesting matchup as well, because like we've said before, when you've got two fighters with a very high IQ level, it's very hard to work your opponent out in the first round, possibly the second round as well. You do as much as you can to download that information to apply it later in the later rounds. We are scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. Yumyut in the red, Big Boss in the blue, both fighters in the center of the ring as Yumyut sends a nice right kick to the leg of his opponent.
Big Boss looking very focused there, like a final boss on a Tekken game.
That's exactly what he is. Can Yumyut defeat the Big Boss early on, or will it go the full 5 rounds as both fighters exchange jabs in the pocket? Yumyut doing a beautiful job early on to go upstairs and downstairs with that jab.
Yeah, really good mix of the levels up there, going high, going low, going to the body jab, which is not a thing we often see, utilizing like fantastic boxing like that. I know you get very excited when you see stuff like that.
Yeah, I absolutely love to see someone going to the body. Roots to the body is such a difficult thing in boxing, and especially in Muay Thai, because you can eat a knee in the process. You might walk into a clinch, so it's very, very risky. So anyone who utilizes a nice body jab, to me, gets my attention very quickly. But it's also one of those things which people don't realize. If you jab downstairs and then upstairs, you force your opponent to react regardless. Even if your shot isn't hurting them, you're making them react, and you're making them react to your rhythm. So it's a very beautiful thing to do, as Big Boss shows and throws a right hand down to the body as well.
And that's one of those underutilized strategies as well, going to the body and working the body, taking out the gas tank and depleting it, trying to turn on the gas light early.
Absolutely, or puncturing the tire, as you like to say, Joe. But going to the body early on pays dividends for the later rounds. You tire your opponent out, but it also sets the trap for your shots upstairs as well. The more you jab downstairs, the more you can lull your opponent into a false sense of security, and then you send that big shot upstairs. And that's exactly what we're seeing Yumyut do. He's jabbing downstairs, and then he's flicking that question mark kick to the head of Big Boss. A beautiful strategy in the early moments, and definitely a technician like you mentioned.
Trying to bait them into a Venus flytrap, as you like to say.
A vegan flytrap as well, and a beautiful right hand. He feints that left and then sends the right over the top. Nate Diaz does this perfectly. He flicks the jab, he blinds you with the jab, and then throws that right hand over the top. Perfectly timed, and just some absolute fantastic boxing from both of these fighters. But Yumyut, just beautiful stuff, doing a great job. Big Boss has definitely got his work cut out for him. And that is the end of round number 1. We are going into round number 2.
Nihalma, and welcome back to SKS Empire right here at Omnoi Stadium. Look at these beautiful 50-50 exchanges. When I talk about 50-50, the bicep placement inside the clinch there, that first round, testing out the clinch, seeing what each other have, but that beautiful Nate Diaz smear that James was talking about a moment, reminding him a lot like a lot of James, Nate Diaz, whereas Jimmy reminds me a lot of Nate Diaz in terms of diction and speech. So here we are for round 2. Big right hand there from Big Boss as Yumyut skips in with his own big right hand, locking up inside the clinch, trying to get the underhooks, pressing against the ropes here.
Both fighters are definitely getting involved in the clinch, and don't go anywhere because in the upcoming bout number 3, Kundet will be taking on Exar, so don't go anywhere, folks. But right now we are in the second round of 5. Yemyut taking on Big Boss, and it's a battle of the IQ as both fighters in the clinch exchanging knees. And Joe, they're doing that 50-50 thing you mentioned as well.
That's right, a bit of a tango turn there inside the clinch, and as we both know, it takes 2 to tango, and it also takes 2 to exchange inside the clinch. Fighting for position here as both lock up for the dominant posture as Big Boss presses against the rope, but a bit of a nullification inside there, skipping in for the elbow from Yumyut.
We know that Yumyut is the taller of the two. I would assume he would start pulling down on the head of Big Boss to send those knees into the center as both fighters are now in central ring. A nice low kick by Big Boss as he sends a right hand upstairs. Yumyut misses with an elbow.
Big Boss trying to apply the forward pressure method here as Yumyut locks up on the bicep, skips and stabs the knees in, but Big Boss returns the favor, getting the upper hand, locking up in that last exchange, moving forward relentlessly. Big step up knee there from Yumyut.
Both fighters just exchanging knee after knee and causing a reddening around the midsection of both of these fighters. But look at Yumyut's face in the clinch. He holds a poker face. He does not want Big Boss to know any of these knees are hurting as he sends another beautiful knee as well. Yumyut starting to come alive with the knees to the midsection.
And I love these turn and knees. It's almost like an episode of Dancing with the Stars with all this turning and attacking. Beautiful work there by Big Boss to end that exchange.
The referee brings them back into central ring and both fighters clamp up once again. It's almost like watching two goats go for it. They just move forward and they lock horns and they stay there and try and get the dominance as Big Boss is now pried off once again back in central ring.
Oh, skips in straight into the action to lock on with that vice grip that the FA group fighters are so well known for, the old Yotin grip. Perhaps that's where he's seen it, and that is the end of the round. We'll be back in just a moment.
SKS Sport Combat Strategy. SKS Sport Combat Strategy.
Hola and welcome back to SKS Empire right here at Omnoi Stadium. Here are some of those last exchanges. Oh, big elbows there from Umnoi and the stabbing knees of Big Boss as he skips in with that left hand, right hand, trying to do the old 1-2 good night.
And as you can see, both of these fighters throwing elbows in the clinch, but they're missing just by inches at the moment. But as the fight goes on, they start to miss by centimeters, then millimeters, and that's when the punches land clean.
And there we are, some visuals of Mr. Romaine sitting next to dear Kiatpetch, watching the action at ringside as our fighters exchange blows in center circle to take off round number 3.
Big Boss just blocks that elbow perfectly, and a great way to block an elbow sometimes is throwing the hook.
And a cheeky grab of the ropes there, but I think the referee might have missed it as we go into bicep control, trying to stab the knees in. But Big Boss utilizing that vice grip, but there again relying on the ropes a little bit too much.
Beautiful work by both of these fighters, keeping up a heavy pace, and Big Boss just sending these as he then throws his opponent to the canvas. But a bit of a judo throw in that one, Joe.
It was a beautiful hip turn from the clinch there. Perfectly legal move, Jimothy, as he turns his hip over to mitigate the forward knees from Umnoi, who's looking a bit desperate now as he moves in.
Umnoi doing exactly what you've mentioned. He's getting desperate, and I think that's because Big Boss has had some success with those knees and elbows, and Umnoi must realize that if these knees are hurting, that means the judges are seeing it as he then turns himself onto the ropes. And a beautiful step-in elbow by Big Boss as well.
Well, his name is reflective of his style because he's being the Big Boss right here in the ring, just bullying Umnoi. As Umnoi steps in with a lead elbow, going for bicep control and locking on with the vice grip again, tying him up like a vice.
Both fighters exchange big shots, but Umnoi with that beautifully timed elbow, but does not do anything with it, and it looks like he's almost smothering his shots. Big Boss is starting to get the clean knees through.
Beautiful stabbing knees there from Umnoi to end that last exchange. Steps up again, and you know I love a good step-up knee there, Jim.
He mentions it every stream. Take a shot every time Joe says step up knee. You will be done before the first round. A big right hand by Big Boss as well. And Big Boss living up to his name and really stealing this fight away from Umnoi.
Back into center ring now. Tries to go upstairs with the question mark kick, but Big Boss mitigates it. Puts the knee on the inside of the thigh to lock up and run down the clock. Umnoi becoming desperado, just like the song, as Big Boss stabs the knees into the midsection.
Both fighters holding central ring as they start exchanging elbows, and like we said, in the early rounds they miss by inches, and it's starting to be millimeters. I'm sure in the next round those elbows are going to be landing clean. Don't go anywhere, we've got 6 more minutes of action.
Bonjour and welcome back to SKS Empire Super Fight right here at Omnoi Stadium in collaboration with Kiatpetch Promotions. Here we are, visuals of Big Boss getting a bit of a spray and a little bit of a happy slap just to remind him to put on the pressure. Don't sit on that back foot and let Umnoi dictate the action, which is what we kind of saw in that last round. Bit of a turn of the tables there, I thought.
Absolutely. I mean, I thought Big Boss was going to get bullied by Yum Yut, but Yum Yut not really using his size to his advantage, and Big Boss seems to be beating him to the knee, so to speak, in the clinch. So at the moment, Big Boss to me is starting to turn the tables. We saw early on the beautiful boxing, but he's now resorted to the clinch work, which is very common in the later rounds. A very good start and a very good fight as Yum Yut starts the action with a teep to the midsection as both fighters lock horns once again and start exchanging elbows.
Whoa, slip inside elbow there from Big Boss, pressing Yum Yut against the ropes, but a cheeky grab of the ropes there may get a warning from the referee. Locked on like a fighter jet to their target, right inside the clinch. Tumbleland takes Yum Yut to the ground. Dominant display of action there.
Some fantastic action that we're just witnessing, getting Joe Comerford Muay Thai excited as both fighters exchanging knees to the rib cages, but it looks like Yum Yut gets the advantage and locks up Big Boss in just that small exchange, but the elbows are coming alive as Yum Yut sends a right kick upstairs.
Beautiful turn there from Big Boss to press Yum Yut against the ropes.
The referee breaks him up once again, a nice side step in Yum Yut, but Big Boss with a right elbow over the top.
Beautiful side team to step up knee there from Yum Yut to engage into the clinch. Big Boss struggling to find a position inside of the clinch, and you can see the punters going absolutely wild for this fourth round here, locking up with the vice grip, having trouble to find his placement for the knees from Big Boss. Yum Yut dictating the pace now.
Big Boss just firing out those elbows, trying to find Yum Yut's chin, but Yum Yut is doing a great job of teeping Big Boss away from him. We didn't see the action, but it looked like Yum Yut was on the canvas when it went and it panned away.
Beautiful stabbing action there, just like a London morning.
The referee doing the best he can to break these two up, but a big right-hander from Big Boss to the chin of Yum Yut. Less than a minute to go for round number 4. Who is winning this fight? It looks like the tables have turned once again. A teep for the ages. Big Boss sends Yum Yut across the ring.
Beautiful right kick there from Yum Yut to engage inside of the clinch. And that's one of those underutilized strategies by Muay Thai fighters, utilizing the kick to break this distance there as he sits on the back foot and fires another one up through the center.
Big Boss doing what he can to hold on, but I think this round belongs possibly to Yum Yut. Big Boss sent some beautiful elbows and a big right hand landed by Big Boss once again as he throws Yum Yut to the canvas.
A big throw for the ages as we go into the dying seconds, and that is time for the fourth round. What a round of action. Absolutely electrifying. We'll be back in just a moment.
I can feel like 80 rats in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back is getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me. Put some bins all on your head like Justin Terry. Richard Millie cuss a Lambo. Known to keep the baddest bitches on commando. Every time I'm in my trip, I move like Rambo. Ain't a neighborhood in Philly that I can't go. For real.
SKS Sport Combat Strategy.
Welcome back to SKS Empire Super Fight right here at Omnoi Stadium for the 5th and final round of our second bout. Yum Yut in the red and Big Boss in the blue. Even a piece, if I must say so. Dramatic round in that 4th round. Let's have a look at some of these exchanges.
Some fantastic elbows landed by both fighters inside the clinch, and that's where this battle has been taking place in the later rounds. It has been clinch warfare, the trench warfare, the close quarters. who can get off the bigger shots inside. And there was that moment that we spoke about, Joe, that hip toss that sent him to the canvas. But it's been those right hands and those right elbows of Big Boss that have been getting through. But Yum Yut, to me, still looks in control of that round.
That last visual we saw, Yum Yut trying to get the upper hand, but Big Boss muscling him to the ground as we go into the action for the fifth and final round. Kick for kick, right hand over right hand, inside bicep control as Yum Yut takes him to the canvas.
And for those of you watching at home, let us know, who do you think is winning this fight? Yum Yut in the red, Big Boss in the blue. The final moment of this fight. Both fighters are now just at a calmer situation, holding central ring. Neither one are engaged right now. Big Boss trying to find an opening, and Yum Yut charges him with a right kick.
Catches the teeth, kicks and release, goes for the left up top. Big Boss trying to bait him in, utilizing both teams, left to right, faking for the right hand.
He's utilizing these kicks very well, and I'd like to see him utilize the jab as well up top. Yum Yut has beautiful boxing. I'd like to see him utilize the jab just a little bit more and then utilize the right kick to the body. Beautiful stuff by both of these fighters, and an action-packed final round.
A great display of athleticism here as they lock up. Big Boss waving the hand up in victory, looking very confident like a ginger Jimmy Bow.
That's right, Joe. I'm a confident man, and this fight, I am not confident on who I think is winning right now. It's been an even Steven, an actual affair. It's had more drama than an episode of Neighbours. A fantastic fight so far. Both fighters putting it on the line, not leaving it to the judges' scorecards right now.
Back in center ring, becoming a bit of a dead end here, like Ramsey Street. As both fighters dance their way, they're acknowledging that they both think that they might have it, drawing each other in for their attacks. Kick for kick, but both missing it now.
A very interesting display of sportsmanship by both of these fighters, and like we've always said, Joe, when you're in a fight that is close, when you think you've landed more than your opponent, you automatically believe that you're winning. So it's very common for both of these fighters to think they've won this fight already, but that is just one of those things for fighters. If you think it's close, you think you've won. Unlike you, Joe, I'm pretty sure you would not allow this to happen. You would go forward like a freight train, and like you said, I would rather get knocked out than dance around, and that's what you did several times. Both fighters just neither want to engage, and that is the end of the second fight. Let us know, who do you think's won it? We're going to go to the ref scorecards in just a moment.
As our referee goes and collects the scorecards. I may be collecting Jimmy's corpse off the ground here in the commentary booth after that little stab at me. But here we are with a draw! Samar, one apiece. Beautiful decision there by the judges. I couldn't put it better myself. That was so even, I thought, and a great decision by our judges. What did you think, Jim?
A fantastic fight, and like I've always said, I love seeing a fight that goes to a draw because it means both fighters can now fight each other once again. They don't need to waste time. Let's see some of the action replays from that fight, and that was when it was a piece for piece. One round every time. We saw one fighter almost 60-40 in each round, and I can understand the draw perfectly.
Just looking at some of these exchanges here. Big elbow over the top. What I'd love to do to Jimmy right now.
The Big Boss elbows, we like to call it, and he landed several, but he never once put his opponent to the canvas. He never once sliced his opponent open, and it was just a beautiful display of Muay Thai athleticism, and both fighters just utilizing their Muay Thai skills. A fantastic draw, and like we've always said, Joe, we're a broken record. Even fights are the best. Welcome back, folks. We are in for another fight in just a moment. We are here for the third fight of the afternoon, scheduled for 5 total. We are going into the third fight, scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. Mr. Joe Comerford, Muay Thai on Instagram, will now tell you some information about these fighters.
Bout number 3, we've got Kundet PK Sanchai Muay Thai taking on Exasor Jaruan. So Kundet, 19 years of age from Mahasarakam, taking on Exasor Jaruan, 20 years of age from Sisaket, one of the northeastern provinces in Thailand. One of my favorite provinces, and a lot of formidable Thai fighters from Sisaket. So there we are, visuals of Kundet PK Sanchai Muay Thai, and Mr. Pong announcing right now, Mr. Exasor Jaruan. There he is in the blue. The tail of the tape will come up in just a moment, and we'll just have a look right now here at Omnoi Stadium, the home of Muay Thai in Samut Sakhon, just one of the surrounding provinces of Bangkok, the capital of Thailand. So here we are with the tail of the tape. Kundet, 19 years of age, 170 centimeters tall, 132 pounds official weight, with over 100 fights under his belt. Exasor Jaruan, 20 years of age, 170 centimeters tall, with an official weight of 132.2 pounds, with 60 fights under his belt. So very even a piece in terms of height, but a little bit more experience going to Kundet PK Sanchai Muay Thai. PK Sanchai Muay Thai being one of the biggest stables of fighters, with fighters like Tawanchai.
So what types of things do we expect from someone fighting outside of the gym? Like you've always said, you know, Sodet Japan, they have that flying knee, so to speak. We know with the Sasako gyms, they like to go to the body alley. What about this guy's gym? What are they known for? What is something we might see?
PK is a bit of an all sizes meets all package. They've got it all. Very technical fighters, very strong kickers, strong clinchers. I mean, they've got fighters like Muay Thai, who is a very formidable clinch fighter. Of course, Tawanchai, who's fighting on one championship, a very strong left kicker. They've got about 10 trainers there. So there's a lot of guys coming in and out through the gym with some of the best trainers in the world. And the trainers are very specific to each fighter's style. So you expect very tailored programs to each fighter. So I'm excited to see what Kundet brings today. He's very punch heavy, but also very technical against Exasor Jaruan, who is known for his knees. So bit of a punch heavy kicker taking on a kneer. So we've Exasor Jaruan as we go into the first round of action.
Thank you, Joe, for that information. So we are into the third fight. Kundet in the red, Exar in the blue. And the one thing I've noticed about these two fighters is how much more muscle these two have got in comparison to the other fighters. A lot more muscle, a lot more weight on them. No weight, in comparison to you and your weight, but both of these fighters look very trim, ready to put on a display of Muay Thai. I'm expecting a little bit more of a calm first round.
Well, that's what a meat-enriched diet does for you. Gives you that extra strength and a bit more muscle, ready to fight and not feeble.
And you are hiding that muscle very well. A beautiful 1-2 landed by Kundet as Exar sends one back right down the middle. Both fighters, like we said, we can see the difference in the way they are throwing their shots. There's a lot more, I hate to say, a lot more meat behind these punches, a lot more mince when they throw it. So Kundet and Exar already throwing fight enders in my view, but it's also to test their opponent. They're trying to trick their opponent. And a beautiful right low kick, and it looks like Kundet is already hurt from that kick.
Oh, puncturing the tire where he stands. Will he be able to put the spare on? Has he got the nuts and the bolts to put the spare on? I don't think so. XR is going to take the knife and puncture it again with a right hand, following it up. The referee, I think, is about to call it, and that is all she wrote, folks. That is all she wrote. The puncture has been deflated.
Wow. What a fight. The first round, I said, it's going to start calm, and then we've seen this happen so many times. The first round tends to be calm, but they start delivering hard shots early on to the legs and to the body to try and wear and tear their opponent. But it was just a perfectly timed shot as his opponent stepped forward. XR saw it, and as soon as his opponent put all the weight on his leg, he sent that right kick to the thigh muscle, and it dropped him in just like a quick second. Beautifully timed leg kick, and wow. And he's giving the sign of the X, the Exodus man.
And a good show of sportsmanship there from XR Saw Jadawan. A very happy customer indeed, getting the final photos after his quick victory. Hashtag light work, as I like to say it. Big hook from the body from Gundet as XR goes for the front leg.
And that is that interesting thing, Joe. He gave away his hand early on. He showed him very early that it hurt. Rather than switching stances, he just showed his hand that he was hurt. And that was one of those things where, look, both of these fighters have had lots and lots of fights. Is that the sign of an injury, or is that the sign of someone who just got perfectly timed with a leg kick?
Oh, look at it, buckling him like a Navy SEAL.
Navy SEALs are known for doing that. Just a beautifully timed shot, and then just, like we like to say, this man has alligator blood. He saw the weakness, he did not give him anything, and he just sent him to the canvas. Beautiful work. We're going into our fourth fight in just a moment.
Welcome back to Omnoi Stadium for SKS Empire Super Fight. And I apologize for my last analogy about Navy SEALs. I was tripping over my tongue because the action is so rapid. my brain doesn't allow me to think fast enough, faster than my mouth. That
and
is
also
for
in your
sure.
career as well, Joe. You didn't think fast enough. That's why you ended up on the canvas. And we are sorry to any Navy SEALs watching. Joe Comerford did not mean what he said.
As we do know, there are a lot of special forces expats here in Thailand. So our main event of the afternoon is Jack Sit Jack Muay Thai taking on Sanhang Luk Nuang Ubon. So here we are in the red corner, Jack Sit Jack Muay Thai, as Mr. Pong, in the man in the middle, the man with the mic, introduces our main event. The man in the red will be up in just a moment. Jack Sit Jack Muay Thai, of course, coming from Buriram, from northeastern Thailand. So here we are, the man in the red, the man of the hour, Jack Muay Thai. He won recently at Channel 7 on points, and as we all know, Channel 7, one of the most prestigious stadiums in Bangkok on the stadium circuit. And his opponent in the blue corner, Sanhang Luknung Ubon, of course, from Ubon Ratchathani in the blue, a northeastern province of Thailand, standing at 172 centimeters. So he's a very technical fighter himself, taking on Jack Sit Jack Muay Thai. Very aggressive, but cerebral style as well. A Muay Buak puncher. Looking forward to seeing this one, Jimothy. Here we are, the tail of the tape. Jack Sit Jack Muay Thai, 29 years of age, 168 centimeters tall, official weight of 141 pounds, with 95 fights under his belt, to Sanhang, who is 21 years of age, 172 centimeters tall with a height advantage, 141.4 pounds, slight weight advantage, with 60 fights to his name.
So interestingly, Joe, you've just been in the back room. You're warming up for your fight. You're expecting not to come out for another 20, maybe 25 minutes, but you've just had that quick call and said, the first fight has just finished, and now the fight has just finished in the first round. You don't have time to warm up. What do you think might be going through their mind in a situation like this?
Well, definitely there would be nerves at play, not having that much time to adjust to the situation. But this is one of the beautiful things about the Y Crew Ramoi. It allows fighters to essentially warm up and limber up for the next 5 rounds of battle. But Sanhang was initially scheduled to fight on a different day, but coming in at late notice for this one. So that'll obviously be playing on his nerves as well.
I mean, it can go both ways. If you don't prepare for it, you don't have time to worry about it. If it comes around the corner a lot faster, you just kind of accept it's happened. Both fighters are now involved in a beautiful Y Crew, and it looks like this Y Crew is taking just a little bit longer than the average one. And like you said, that's probably giving them a chance to warm up, limber up. But the beautiful thing about the Y Crew is you're asking for protection, you're asking for thanks, and you're also saying thank you and paying homage to your coaches, trainers, asking for protection inside that ring. Something you should have done a little bit more of, Joe, but you live and you learn. One of the best referees in Muay Thai in that ring as well at the moment. And we are going to our main event, Joe. Any fight prediction for this main event?
Well, I'm looking forward to this because I always love an aggressor taking on a back foot fighter. Jack Sit Jack, aggressive, a brutal style, taking on the graceful and beautiful Sanhang in his back foot fighting, utilizing the back foot strategy of teeping and tapering off with the kicks. So here we are for round 1 of our main event of the afternoon. Action underway right now.
Scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. The main event, 141 pounds. Jack Sit Jack in the red, Sanhang in the blue. And you can see the massive size difference as well from these fighters in comparison to the first fight that we've just seen. A nice leg kick by Jack Sit Jack.
And of course, both these fighters a late replacement. They were scheduled to fight on a different day, so they're actually having to adjust very quickly to the situation at hand. Not only from the last fight, the early knockout, having to rapidly jump inside the ring, but also on late notice as well. That always plays on a fighter's mind.
The good thing is both of these fighters are very experienced. Jatsik Jack, being 29 years of age, having over 50 fights. San Heng, only 21, but still a very experienced fighter. You'd like to believe that they are just very aware of this situation and always ready to go. But as you know, as a fighter, Joe, it takes a round or two to actually warm up to get involved anyways. So unless you've had the correct preparations early on, it might be a little bit of a slower, stickier first round.
That's right. Unlike you, I know what it is like there to step in there and put your body on the line. It takes a real man to step in there and go in for 5 rounds of Muay Thai action. Give it all. Skip in there with the heavy punches and the big kick from San Heng. Beautiful work there. Jack just moving in very carefully, but I think he's going to fire off the heavy artillery, heavy punches to the head, try and take the head off of San Heng, the graceful strategist.
We've got a very classic matchup as well. Southpaw against an Orthodox. And like we say, the Orthodox and the Southpaw fight matchups, you're trying to step around their lead leg before you send your powerful kick or backhand. And look at the tree trunks on Jatsik Jack. He has got big legs. I'm sure he's going to start sending those kicks in soon. But San Heng has definitely found his range early on in this fight and has landed a beautiful, clean 1-2 down the middle.
I love that little parry and slap down there from San Heng, trying to set up the jab in the right hand, but still sitting on the back foot as Jatsik Jack just applies very focused and careful pressure, but that little measuring tape that he pops out there as well from the southpaw, Jatsik Jack.
Very determined fighter as well. Jatsik Jack yet to crack a smile. He is all business as he sends that fake left hand upstairs, but he eats a right kick in the process, and both fighters send a big hand down the middle, and that is the end of round number 1 of our main event. 4 more to go, folks.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SKS Empire Super Fight. Here we are for the second round of action, but here are some of those replays. Thought San Heng threw off a lot more than Jatsik Jack. Jack moving forward ever very carefully and very calculated. I'm expecting him to come out of the gates here in the second round. Yeah. So here we are, pushing against San Heng and measuring the distance to fire off the southpaw power from Mr. Jack.
Round number 2 of our main event, Jack Sit Jack in the red, San Heng in the blue. Jack does a very good job of just sending big hooks upstairs, but he puts a lot of power behind every shot that he throws. Every shot he is throwing is a potential fight ender, and I don't think he wants to waste any time in this fight. I think he wants to put his opponent out early.
Definitely not like you waste everybody's time with your terrible puns. Here we are, bout number 5, Pet versus Wang Prai, coming up in just a moment, 100 pounds, but Jack firing off with a bit more tenacity and ferociousness, but eats a big right kick up onto the arms. Looks like San Heng's trying to take out the punching powers by kicking up onto the arms there.
San Heng has landed that same kick several times in this fight already. He's definitely found his range very early on. A very nice move for someone who has just joined this fight in a sense. He's only had 1 round but already found his range early. San Heng definitely going to start setting that trap to that headshot. I'm sure he's going to start going down low and then go up high very soon.
He's got a great strategy and moving on the outside well from the southpaw power of Jack. San Heng doing a phenomenal job of using that right kick of his to fire off into the body of Jack.
A check hook landed by Jack as he steps back and throws that lead hook. He goes downstairs with a low kick as well. San Heng looking like he's starting to pivot and set up that big right kick upstairs.
Typical style of a Buriram fighter, relying on heart and grit here to push forward and try and take the head off of his opponent, firing off the big hands. Big right hook, to go downstairs. A little bit of a slip there.
Notice how San Heng is now starting to attack the body of Jack, and that is just to bring the guard down of San Heng. San Heng is going down low, trying to bring the guard down of Jack Sit Jack. It's because he wants to sit Jack onto the canvas with a right kick.
Oh, beautiful movement there by San Heng, exploding into the action with that skipping in knee. Catches the rear kick of Jack, explodes into the knee again, goes up top. Beautiful work by the strategist in San Heng.
He's flicking in these shots, some very much a Taekwondo style kick as well to flick the kick at the end of the shot, and a beautiful round by both of these fighters as the referee nearly takes a left hook in the process. Don't go any, folks. We'll be back in just a moment.
I can feel like 80 rats in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back is getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me. Put some bins all on your head like Justin Terry. Whoa. Richard Millie cussing Lambo. Only keep the baddest bitches on commando. Every time I'm in my trap, I move like Rambo. Ain't a neighborhood in Philly that I can't go. For real.
SKS Sport Combat Strategy.
I can feel like 80 rats in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back is getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me. Put some bins all on your head like Justin Terry. Whoa. Richard Millie cussing Lambo. Only keep the baddest bitches on commando. Every time I'm in my trap, I move like Rambo. Ain't a neighborhood in Philly that I can't go.
Bonjour and welcome back to SKS Empire Super Fight. Thank you for joining us. Look at some of these beautiful exchanges of elbows and that big right kick upstairs from San Heng to take out the punching power of Jack Sit Jack. But Jack Sit Jack trying to fire back with his own, but having trouble with the explosiveness of San Heng. And of course, make sure to check out all the action on SKSboxing.com and also YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Here we are for round number 3 of this 5-round bout for our main event. Jack Sit Jack in the red taking on San Heng in the blue. inside the clinch now.
Both fighters, as we typically see in these later rounds, they start to utilize the clinch a lot more. They start to utilize their knees, their elbows, some quick shots, and a beautiful attempt to sweep his opponent by Jatsik Jack. I'd like to see San Heng start going downstairs once again and then send that right kick upstairs.
Well, just to correct you, as I often have to do, that wasn't an attempted sweep. It was actually a sweep. A great toss from the clinch there, and explosive kicks from San Heng to end things up there.
Beautiful work by both of these fighters holding central ring. Jatsik Jack sends a nice right hand down the middle as San Heng charges in. Both fighters once again involved in the clinch as they start sending knees, but the referee has pried them apart. They're back in central ring, halfway through this round already gone.
Great defense there by San Heng, looking to explode back into the action here as Jatsik Jack fires off a big right hook, wobbling San Heng. Oh, it swings and a miss.
A beautiful attempt. Jatsik Jack just giving everything he's got in those hooks and then not able to keep on his feet with the momentum. But if that shot landed, San Heng may have been put onto the canvas. Both fighters once again holding central ring, trying to find their range. A nice switch kick landed by Jatsik Jack.
Jatsik Jack edges forward. Oh, and a beautiful rear teep there by San Heng, pushing back the action as they tie up inside the clinch now, applying the vice grip. But Jatsik Jack trying to push through, getting the underhooks as our referee pries them apart to bring them back into center ring.
Less than a minute to go over round number 3. It's been an even fight so far once again. A great main event. San Heng trying to find the opening. He's on the back foot once again as he sends a nice 1-2 of a right to the body.
Just love the way that San Heng sits on the back foot but explodes back in to keep Jack guessing. Oh, nice hand control there to send that sneaky little elbow through the middle from San Heng.
Jatsik Jack just constantly in front of him, just like a little Jack Russell. Does not give him any time to think, any time to really move. But San Heng handling the forward pressure beautifully. And that is the end of round number 3. We're going into a 4th and a potential 5th. Don't go anywhere, folks.
SKS Empire
Welcome back to SKS Empire. All the action right here at Omnoi Stadium. And a big thank you for those who are watching at home around the world, and SKS in Canberra from Muay U. Big knees there from San Han, exploding into the action in that last round. Let's have a look at some of these replays, Jim.
Some beautiful combinations by San Heng, and like you mentioned, it's the explosiveness of him. He lulls you in, he sits on that back foot, he makes it look like he's not going to pounce, and then as soon as you get into his striking distance, like a cobra, he whacks you with his venom. This is round number 4, Jatsik Jack in the red, San Heng in the blue.
Tied up inside the clinch, stabbing knee for stabbing knee against the ropes. as Jack pushes his hips to explode off the knees. Back in center ring now.
Tied up like spaghetti, as you like to say, Joe. Some beautiful work by both of these fighters. Neither fighter clearly want to leave this fight in the judges' scorecards. Jack has not once put his foot off the pedal. He's marched forward, but he hasn't done much with it. San Heng has been very comfortable on that back foot. However, the shoulders of San Heng is very obvious.
Big hands inside for the bicep control from Jack, trying to find the rear hand movement and placement just a moment ago as he had San Heng in the pocket, but San Heng moved out of the way, turned and put Jack against the rope as we're back in the center ring. Jack trying to push the forward pressure.
And it almost seems like Jack isn't fighting San Heng like San Heng is an orthodox. He's just marching forward to him without much of a game plan behind it. I'd like to see him start stepping more laterally and then sending those more powerful shots down the middle. Jack to me is just doing a very basic method of marching forward. It's effective, but I think he's missing out on his opportunity.
I think part of the problem is he keeps moving in at the same pace and not rushing and shutting down San Heng. That's one of those problems with some of these forward pressure fighters, is that they move in at the same pace where it becomes readable, and San Heng is just having him where he wants him on that back foot and teeing off, using the ropes to his advantage. Oh, and a big plow there. Too many steps there from the man in the blue. You're only allowed to take 2 steps when you grab the leg.
San Heng definitely took more than 2 steps in that moment, and that's what Jack was mentioning just then. San Heng believes he's already won this fight, but we're only in the 4th round. Jack needs to come alive. He needs to do something different. He needs to step around, change the rhythm, change the pace, be explosive, but do something different. If it's not working, you've got to change it.
Steps up the footwork for a step-up kick. San Heng's not having it. Sitting on that back foot, trying to switch it up. Doing the Ali shuffle, trying to keep Jack guessing.
As San Heng has got his back against the ropes like R. Kelly, Jack is just marching towards him, and that is the end of round 4. Jack thinks he's got it. We're going into a 5th.
SKS Sport Combat Strategy.
Ni hao ma, and welcome back to SKS Empire Super Fight right here at Omnoi Stadium. Collaboration with Kiatpetch Promotions. Jack in the red. The forward Robocop man of metal, just pushing the pace against the technical dancer that is San Heng. The man with the strategy and the brain with footwork. Beautiful work by both gentlemen. But I really think, for me, San Heng has it in the bag at the moment. What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with everything you're saying. San Heng is dancing a lot better than Jack. Jack, to me, has the right idea on what he needs to do, which is marching forward, smothering your opponent. To beat someone who can outthink you, you smother them. Don't give them any chance to think or do anything. But I believe Jack is just not pushing the range in an explosive manner, and he might be giving this fight up just a little bit too easily.
That's right. Just as I said before, he's got to move in and a lot quicker. But here we are for the 5th and final round as Jack sits on that back foot, explodes back in. San Heng kicks back, pushing the pressure a little bit more on the front foot.
We haven't seen this from San Heng yet. We haven't seen San Heng move forward and push Jack back. So is this the new strategy? Is this San Heng's way of trying to secure victory in this fight? And a swing and a miss for Jack.
Is it Jack or is it Jack sit back? He's on the back foot now as San Heng pushes the front forward. Pressure exploding into the attacks. You can see the crowd in the background telling him to move forward and end it in a dramatic fashion.
Jack has got to do something differently. He's got to push the pace just a little bit more. But then again, maybe we're seeing it differently. Maybe Jack is winning on the judges' scorecards. San Heng thinks he's got it. Jack thinks he's got it. It's been a great fight so far, a technical warfare.
In my opinion, if he doesn't do anything dramatic, it could be hit the road, Jack. Don't come back no more. As San Heng ties him up at the end of that exchange.
Beautiful voice, Joe. San Heng dancing around. Jack not willing to engage. Does San Heng believe he's won it? Does Jack think he's won it and doesn't want to give it up? Like Rick Astley once said, I'm never going to give you up, and that is exactly what Jack is doing. He thinks he's got it. San Heng thinks he's got it. It's a 50-50.
It's a bit of a dance-off here to end the round with a minute to go. Who has it? Ladies and gentlemen at home, put it in the comments. What do you think? Is it Jack in the red, or is it San Heng in the blue? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Make sure to check out SKSboxing.com for all your training needs. They supply all the gear here that you see the fighters wearing. The shorts, the gloves, the anklets, the whole shebang.
And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Who is winning this battle? Who won the dance battle? Let us know in the comments below. We're going to go to a judge's scorecard. Will we see a draw? Will we see San Heng? Or will we see the upset of Jack back? Joe, who do you think's got it?
My opinion, I think San Heng took that one away from me.
For once, I'm going to agree with you, Joe. I think you might be right with this one, but you've been wrong many times before, and San Heng has done it. Hit the road, Jack, as you like to say, because he ain't coming back right now. What a beautiful fight. Great work by San Heng. Look, Jack marched towards San Heng the entire fight. That is hard to do. We're going to see some action replays, and it was the exchanges of the early Jack, and I thought he was starting to have some success in the early rounds, but San Heng slowly but surely caught the monkey and eventually took the fight away from Jack and then started to defeat him in the later rounds.
Jack definitely had his moments as he was a Jack in the box throwing out that vicious right hook. But San Heng just exploding out of the gates with those ferocious knees. I think just had it in the bag for me. The strategy, the game, he had the whole package in my opinion.
A beautiful fight, and it's one of those things where you can watch this fight and really learn a lot from Jack and San Heng. A fantastic fight. We've got one more fight, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SKS Empire Super Fight. Here we are for the 5th and final bout of the afternoon. Petpo Mongkol in taking on Wang Prai Rodsoi Jarjed. Of course, this is a junior fight, so 5 rounds, 2 minutes apiece, 2 minutes a break, which is the national standard in Muay Thai for junior fights. So Petpo Mongkol in the red, taking on Wang Prai Rodsoi Jarjed. Both fighters 15 years of age. Petpo Mongkol in the red, very well known knee fighter, taking on Wang Prai, who is a Muay Det fighter, which means a kick fighter, very well known as a southpaw. So he'll be looking to utilize that rear left kick.
And you can see this is another classic southpaw against an orthodox, and as Joe just mentioned, it's all about utilizing the lead leg. Get it on the outside of your opponent, send that backhand down the middle, send that kick. You get more leverage, you get more power on the shot if you get your lead leg on the outside of your opponent. But a very calm first round, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds.
You could see Wang Prai going for the lead leg on the inside of Petpo Mongkol, trying to puncture the tire, if you will. That's what they say in Thai when they go for the leg kick. They're trying to take out the forward movement from their opponent. We saw that earlier today in the first round knockout. Taking out the lead leg is so effective in the game of Muay Thai.
Some nice work by both of these fighters, just starting to feel each other out, trying to find their range, sending the kicks down low, trying to break the movement of their opponents, and in the later rounds, it'll give them more chance to send those more powerful shots upstairs. A great effort by both of these fighters so far, but a very even round at the moment.
I really love the sitting back style of Petpo Mongkol there, using the left kick, just flicking it up and scoring nicely on the midsection. So we'll be back in just a moment for the later round, but very good style there from Petpo Mongkol, sitting back nicely, just scoring with that flicky left kick, not trying to switch it too much, not too much power behind it, but just placing nicely up on the arms and the midsection of his opponent, Wang Prai.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see, these two young fighters, they're only 100 pounds, they're still finding their way into the sport. Everything you can do in the early rounds where you've got a low risk, try things out, get your timings, try and get your reads on your opponent. Do everything you can to make those later rounds a little bit easier for you.
So here we are. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SKS Empire Super Fight. Coming into the second round of our final bout of the afternoon. Petpo Mongkol, the diamond, taking on Wang Prai Rodsoi Jarjed. And there's that beautiful left kick there from Petpo Mongkol. Some of the kick exchanges as well. Textbook Muay Thai right here at Omnoi Stadium. Kick for kick. And that's one of the things that's under-taught in Western Muay Thai, is as soon as your opponent lands a strike, you got to kick back straight away. So here we are coming into the second round of action. Petpo Mongkol in the red, Wang Prai Rodsoi Jarjed in the blue.
We are scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds, 2 minutes rest. Pet with a nice right hand over the top, and both fighters starting to pick up the pace ever so slightly. Wang Prai starting to step a little bit more to his right and starting to send that left kick to the middle.
Nice stiff jab there from Pet. Swing and a miss there from Wang Prai. Follows up with the right kick there from Pet with the 1-2 straight down the line. Wang Prai sitting very focused like an alligator, trying to snap his prey as Pet goes into the clinch and locks on.
Yeah, interestingly, like an alligator as well. They take their time, they bide their time. They make it look like they're not interested, and that's when they pounce. That's when they take their prey. A very nice analogy. Pet, named after a diamond, and you know how to create diamonds. It is hard work and pressure. Wang Prai doing a great job of moving forward, but Pet just evading the damage of Wang Prai's kick upstairs.
Wang Prai edging in ever so carefully as he returns the kick, but Pet has difficulty taking to the ground as he caught that last kick on that last exchange, using that stiff jab to measure to set up the kick, but Wang Prai blocking it.
A nice Pet kick, typical Pet style kick. He wings that kick in and it slaps to the body. And both fighters just trying to find the openings of one another. Neither fighter want to giving too much away. Neither fighter want to show their hands early. That is the end of round number 2. We're going into a third in 2 minutes time.
I can feel like 80 rats in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back is getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me. Put some bins all on your head like Justin Terry. Richard Millie cousin Lambo. Known to keep the baddest bitches on commando. Every time I'm in my trap, I move like Rambo. Ain't a neighborhood in Philly that I can't go. For real.
SKS Sport Combat Strategy.
Sawadee Cup and welcome back to SKS Empire Super Fight right here at Omnoi Stadium. Here we are for the third round of action for our final bout of the afternoon, brought to you by Kiatpetch Promotions and SKS Empire. The best gear in the game, the art of 8 limbs. Thank you for joining us on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. Here's some of those beautiful exchanges from that last round, Jimmy.
Both fighters trying to put each other down. Pet went for the sweep, but he did not get it. A good display of balance by both of these fighters. Two very young fighters, but displaying a very high level and a high quality Muay Thai. In the red we have Pet, Wang Prai in the blue. Scheduled for 5 total. This is round number 3. 2 minutes each round.
And the junior fights are always a favorite amongst the crowds here in Thailand because they know that the young'uns, they leave nothing to the judges and put 100% in the ring. Kick for kick, kick for block. Pet blocking that last attack from Wang Prai, returning the favor again. Textbook Muay Thai, that's what we love to see, Jimothy Bow.
That's the one thing about textbook Muay Thai as well, is a lot of people try and go too fancy. They try and put too much style into their shots, when the reality is if you just stick to a basic style of a 1-2 kick and a sweep and a knee, you can really dominate fighters. You try and look for the weaknesses and just keep it basic, or the KISS method. Keep it simple, Joe.
That's right, fundamentals win fights in it. So Pet just waiting and baiting. Wang Prai throwing the southpaw down the line. Pet on the back foot now as Wang Prai sends the jab. Pet sending a kick up onto the arms.
Wang Prai eats a huge kick to the chin, but it does not slow him down. He's still trying to find his range with his jab, but he needs to step just a little bit closer, or he needs to feint it more, but he lands a nice left hand upstairs. Pet takes it well once again.
It was a huge kick, but here we are with a huge battle of the kicks.
Utilizing the 1-2 perfectly there. Wang Prai sends a left kick upstairs. Pet evades the damage once again, and Pet is now on the back foot. Both fighters utilizing Muay Thai skills. The bread and butter style Muay Thai is working well as Wang Prai sends a left and a right upstairs.
What a phenomenal display of athleticism right here at Omnoi Stadium, and that is the end of round 3 We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SKS Empire Super Fight right here at Omnoi Stadium. Here we are for the fourth round of action in our last bout of the afternoon. Pet Paul Mongkol in the red taking on One Pry in the blue. Kick for kick. Textbook Muay Thai. It's all about the fundamentals right here at Omnoi Stadium in Samutsakhon. That's what we love to see. Simplicity is key.
Simplicity is definitely key in these exchanges. Both fighters holding central ring very nicely in that exchange. And we're going into the next round, scheduled for 2 minutes. Not long to go now until the end of this fight. Pet in the red, Wang Pry in the blue. Both fighters in central ring.
Nice kick for kick as well, continuing the kick battles here at Omnoi Stadium as Pet locks on, turns him like a tango dancer and takes him to the canvas, landing on top, putting it on a show on for the judges here.
Nice work by both of these fighters, and definitely to just get straight back up. There's no moment of just wasting time. It's straight back into the action. Wang Pry with a beautiful left hand and a right, and it sends Pet backwards.
Locking on with the vice grip, bringing it all out of the tool shed inside the clinch as they're brought back into center ring to continue the action.
Wang Pry looks a little bit starstruck at the moment as Pet starts to stumble backwards. Wang Pry starting to close the distance. He's found his range now.
As Pet takes him back to the canvas, landing on top on that last exchange. Often in Muay Thai, if you land on top, you score the more dominant position for those at home who are watching. But Pet moving forward with the knee style, trying to set up the knees and knees way to victory. But One Pry countering with the hooks as he gets tied up inside the clinch once again.
Wang Pry just wings those big shots upstairs, just sending that classic 1-2, trying to find his target. Leaves himself exposed to an uppercut, but Pet is yet to react to it as Wang Pry steps forward and lands another big left hook upstairs.
He's looking for repentance with the Hail Mary shot. And that is the end of round 4. We'll be back in just a moment. Bonjour and welcome back to Omnoi Stadium for all the action on SKS Empire Super Fight, collaboration with Kiatpetch Promotions, the best promoters in the kingdom, the most evenly matched fights you will see, kick for kick, knee for knee, continuing the action in this fourth round just a moment ago.
I thought Pet was going to really start dominating, but it looks like Wang Prai, as soon as he found his range with those big heavy shots, he's starting to have more success than Pet. Pet is now starting to just chase him down, but Wang Prai's heavy hands. The fight is brought back into central ring. Will Wang Prai just keep with the same method? Bite down on the gum shield, wing shots upstairs to the chin.
Back in center ring to continue the action. Pet just marching forward like a typical Muay Cow, which is not uncommon to see at this age. I remember being once told by my Thai trainer that when you're young, you really rely on being a Muay Cow just to get the experience up in the battle of the knees. Locking on, but Wang Prai winning that last exchange by just the pitter-patter point knees.
But if you saw, Wang Prai landed a beautiful left hook and Pet just ate it well, but the sweat went flying across the stadium at perfectly timed, and Wang Prai just with the heavy hands but cannot put the diamond away.
Locking on and sending the pitter-patter knees upstairs again there from Pet as he looks a little bit deflated here in center ring. Perhaps Wang Prai has got the upper hand from those big ferocious left hooks.
Pet touched gloves and said, yep, I think you've got it, and then went forward towards him with a big left and a right. Wang Prai believes he's dominated this fight and wants to call a stalemate, but understandably, Pet does not want to do that. Pet wants to go forward, but the blue corner is going wild.
And often in the fifth round, fighters will sit on the back foot if they think they've won it and protect their points and try and run down the clock. Just what we like seeing here, locks up, runs down the clock, and that is the end of our last bout of the afternoon. So we'll go to the judges' scorecards in just a second as our third man in the middle, the referee, collects them, and we'll get the official decision in just a moment.
I do believe Wang Prai took that, especially towards the end, the accuracy of the big heavy shots, and I think it was that moment where I thought Pet was winning in the first half of that fight, but then Wang Prai, as soon as he found his range, that's when he started to dominate. Thank you folks for joining us for another Saturday afternoon of Muay Thai Fights. I've been joined by the great Jill Comerford Muay Thai.
And make sure to join us every afternoon right here at Omnoi Stadium for SKS Super Fight in collaboration with Kiatpetch Promotions. Check us out on SKSboxing.com for all your Muay Thai training needs. Make sure to watch us on the visuals, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. SKS Empire is where you'll find us, the best promotion in the game, right here at Omnoi Stadium. Au revoir.
Thank you very much.
SKS Empire